Good.
What was your thought when you heard Phillip Rivers was coming back and might play this game?
I mean, I just thought it couldn't be me. I feel like if I was retired for that long, it'd be hard to come back into the NFL. But either way, I feel like we always focus on ourselves, regardless of who's playing. We want to rush and get to the quarterback, regardless of who the quarterback is.
We talked the other day about the Tennessee game, the way that ended, kind of got you guys a little upset with the way you finished the game. Just how much has that carried over in the last two games and the way you've been able to close out games on defense?
It's definitely carried over. I think it showed up big last week against the Falcons. We didn't start the way we wanted to. We went into the half, pretty much tied with that team, and we came out finishing the way we wanted to. And, there's sometimes there's these games where we don't want it to be close and we want to be able to pull away and finish the way we know we can. And I think Tennessee showed us. And luckily, sometimes you learn lessons with a loss. Luckily, we learned lessons that week with a win.
How hard is it late in the season to sustain the focus on stopping the run game and the physical nature that requires?
I mean, I feel like this is where it has to show up the most, honestly. Making this final push in the fourth quarter of the regular season, going into the playoffs. I think that old school style of like hard ball is, kind of matters most at this point. And that's something we've been harping on since OTAs. Something Mike puts a lot of emphasis on is, stopping the run and running the ball.
On that topic, what kind of challenges Taylor present as a running back?
I mean, again, back-to-back weeks, we've faced some of the best backs in the league. I feel like we did a decent job, which still wasn't up to our standard last week with Robinson. And, this week we're facing Taylor, who's another great back. I think the challenge with him is his contact balance. I think it's going to just take a swarm of us to get to the ball and gang tackle this guy because he's going to break tackles. He's going to make plays. He's a great running back. But I think we just have to keep swarming, keep lining up, and keep hitting them over and over.
What kind of accomplishment is it that this team has not allowed a 100-yard rusher for 22 straight games?
I mean, I think that's a big deal. I talk about it every week that, it allows us to operate the way we want to as a defense when we're able to stop the run. If we allow offenses to run the ball, we're putting the keys in their hands, and obviously we don't want that. Our defensive line takes pride in stopping the run.
What have you seen out of the guys in the secondary, the playmaking we're seeing out of Spoon, you and Warrior, those guys? Just what does that do for the whole defense when the guys behind you are flying around making those plays?
I mean, to me, it's beautiful. I mean, we talk about the tip of the spear all the time. There's weeks where the D-line is kind of taking over the game. There's weeks like, the linebackers are taking over the game. And there's weeks where like last week, the DBs are. And I think it just breeds competition in our room. Now that we've seen the DBs kind of take over the game last game, it's creating hunger in the other position groups to get back onto that tip of the spear.
Leonard, your guys' depth on defense has been tested this year at all three levels. To kind of see, now that your guys are back healthy on that side, to know that you've got Ty in the background. Tyrese hasn't played in a few weeks. Last time he did, he had the 2 fumbles forced for DeMarcus, and kind of all of that leading to this point, kind of seeing your depth be proven at that point. What does that kind of mean for you guys for the rest of the way, you're knowing you have that up behind you?
I mean, I think that's big time. I think those guys stepped up when we really needed them. They played great. They gained trust in the defense and the coaching staff, and we trust them, and we're happy that the guys are getting healthy and coming back into their role. But like you just said, it's great to have that depth and just know that we have great players at backup positions, and it's good to see our team getting healthy towards the end.
Speaking of, you've known Julian for a while. Kind of seen him go through what he's had to go through this year. Get back on the field Sunday. How did you see him kind of handle that, and how good was his?
I mean, just like a professional, just like how I would expect them to. I think everybody sees Julian as a great leader, a great man, and I think he did a great job of still being involved. I've heard some injured guys say that it's just as much on them to make sure that they're included with the team. It's easy to like sometimes fall to the wayside or something like that when you're not practicing or not playing and things like that. It's on the team to make sure we're bringing them in, and it's on them to make sure they're involving themselves as well. And I think Julian did a good job of that.
Like Jaron was in a similar spot. It seemed like he was around a lot. We'd see him pregame with breaking guys down. Just how big a role has Jaron Reed had in maintaining that leadership even when he left play?
I mean, I think that's one of Jay Reed's biggest strengths, honestly. I think he's a force on the field. He's a big playmaker and enforcer on our defense. But I think just his leadership and the way he communicates and gets the team together is one of his biggest strengths, in my opinion.
When you look at the Colts, they're really good on first down. What trends have you seen that's led to those yards?
Yeah, I mean, I see they're really good on first down. I also see they're really good in the first quarter. So this is a team that, shows that they start fast. I think it's, all predicated off of the run game. They like to get the ball rolling on the ground. They have a great running back. They have a good O-line that works well together. And, we have a great D-line that works well together and enjoy stopping the run. So this is going to be a fun battle.
The home record has been better this year. What was the point of emphasis to defend that home field better and the idea of finishing strong these last two at home?
It was a big emphasis, especially early on in the beginning of the year, just to show respect to our fans and, bring it home to them. And, they show up every week, regardless if we were winning or losing. And I think we owed it to them as an organization, as a team, to bring home the wins. And I think we've been doing a good job of that.
You guys are such a close-knit group as a team, as a D-line, but what does it mean that other people outside the building are talking about you? Whether it's former players, it's the national media, that people are paying attention.
I mean, I think it's great. I think it's great to get recognition. Week in and week out, I've been seeing guys get Player of the Week here and stuff like that, and I love to see it. But, just like the bad talk that we hear outside that we want to shut off, we also have to shut off the things that, all the praise and good things people are saying as well. Because, at the end of the day, nobody knows our team besides us. And if you start to let that stuff seep in and listen to it too much, it's probably going to slow down your work ethic. You're probably going to start feeling yourself a little bit. And I think we just have to continue to shut out the outside noise, regardless if it's good or bad.
You've been telling us all season how connected this group is and how that, is making you guys a better team. When did you feel that? Like, when did you get a sense that it's different with this group and something special?
I mean, I honestly started feeling it throughout OTAs. I think Coach Mike Macdonald has been just doing a great job of just his leadership. I think he has gained a lot of respect from the team. You could just see people respect him and listen to him. And I think a part of it is he points out, when he has flaws, which allows players to feel comfortable when they have flaws pointed out as well. So I think it just starts with him, and it kind of just bled into the rest of the team.
Did you wonder what that was going to look like with him coming in, being a first-year head coach who's as young as he was?
Yeah, I mean, you always, wonder what it's going to be like for first-time head coach and stuff like that. But, I knew of Mike. I think a lot of people knew of him. He has had great defense at the Ravens and stuff like that. So, as a defensive player, I was obviously excited about a head coach coming in that cares so much about the defense. And, he's been flourishing.
You played Rivers before, yeah?
I don't think so, no.
When you see, from what you've seen of him, what's he good at?
I mean, it's been a long time. But, from what I remember of him, he's a great leader. He's played in the league for a long time. He understands football. He understands coverages. He's pretty much seen it all. He can make all the passes and stuff like that. So I think regardless of who plays on Sunday, we can't overlook anybody. I don't care how old he is or how long he's been out of retirement and all these other things. I think we have to attack him how we would any other quarterback. Some old Charger stuff.
You play with Daniel Jones. Saw his kind of resurgence this year, and then the injuries he dealt with. Thoughts on what you saw from him?
I mean, to me, I always respected DJ. Just knowing him from the inside out, like being in the locker room with him, seeing his work ethic, just knowing what type of guy he is. I've always had a lot of love and respect for that guy. So to see him doing well this year was amazing for me to see, and it's sad to see a guy go out like that.
The 2022 season was your first time in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How motivated are you, if at all? How much did that add maybe motivation to get back to the postseason?
I mean, I'm definitely motivated. I'm in year 11 now. I've only been to the playoffs once. I've had 2 seasons where we had 10 wins and didn't go to the playoffs. One was here last year, and one was my rookie season on the Jets. So, I've been putting a lot of emphasis and letting you know, the young guys know how hard it is to get to the playoffs. And we, you know, I think everyone knows that. We're honed in and we're ready to just, you know, take it one game at a time still.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.